Hello everyone, I'm the Sportswoods 101 and today I'll be giving you my predictions for week 3 of the NFL season. So we'll predict all these games set to take place in week 3. Looking to bounce back from last week where we went a disappointing 8-8, which I guess will happen when you have a week as upset filled as last week was, but hey, let's see if we can do better here in week 3. Start with the Thursday night matchup, Patriots and Jets. New England, they've been a bit frisky over the first couple of weeks of the season. I think both teams can do a good job here of stopping the pass. I think this game comes down to the running game, and me personally, I think the Jets are more likely to establish a good run game and take the victory in the Meadowlands. Which would mean, of course, Jerod Mayo does not start his career being as successful as Bill Belichick was against the Jets. Elsewhere, I got the Chargers and the Steelers going at it. This one, I went back and forth here. I think ultimately this is going to be a lower scoring affair where the Steelers do just enough to get the win over the Chargers. Monday Night Football. There's 2 games on Monday Night Football this week, actually. This is the first one. Jaguars and Bills. Jacksonville 0-2, trying to avoid suffering a third loss. And I just don't see it. Give me Buffalo. Me personally, I'm not sure if I can see Jacksonville slowing down the Buffalo offense. I think Josh Allen will do plenty both through the air and on the ground. If you even see James Cook get plenty involved, and I think Buffalo gets the win. They go to 3-0. Jacksonville will still be looking for their first win. Next up is the Packers and the Titans going at in Nashville. Tennessee looking for their first win of the year. And I think they're going to get it. I think the Titans beat the Packers. I did call the Packers beating the Colts last week. But that was because the Colts have a bad run defense. The Titans typically do not have a bad run defense. In fact, they typically have one of the better run defenses in football. I think they have a better chance of slowing down the Packer offense, and that will lead to a Tennessee victory. Houston, Minnesota, a battle of 2-0 teams to take place in Minneapolis. And I feel like the Texans, they're a bit more real to me than the Vikings. I think they're more likely to get their passing attack going. And hopefully Joe Mixon can play soon after he was the victim of a hip drop tackle last Sunday. Bears Colts. This one's my upset of the week. I'm taking Chicago. I think whether you which way you go is dependent on how confident you are in the Bears offense to get going. And me personally, I do believe that they can get the offense going. They can get the rushing attack going here against a Colt team that is on pace to be the worst run defense in NFL history. So there you go. Broncos and Buccaneers going at it in Tampa. I'll take the Buccaneers. I just don't think they are a good matchup for the Broncos. And I think they'll be able to get plenty going against that Bronco defense. Giants and Browns, I think this is a game where Cleveland's defense dominates, especially against the Daniel Jones-led New York Giants. So yeah, give me Cleveland there. Dolphins and Seahawks. Tough week and a half to be a Dolphins fan after losing Tua due to another concussion. He goes on injured reserve, and that forces the offense to take a hit. And now you get to go cross country to take on the Seattle Seahawks. A team who is, I feel, well equipped to handle the Dolphins. So I'll take Seattle in that matchup. Next one up is the Panthers and the Raiders. The Raiders proved last week they can, in fact, throw the ball, much to my amazement. Meanwhile, they get a Panthers team that is making a change at the quarterback position. They move to Andy Dalton as the quarterback. My fellow redhead may make this Panther offense a better offense than it was under Bryce Young, but I still don't think it'll be enough for them to be too competitive against the Raiders. Give me Vegas. And then this next one's interesting. We got the Ravens and the Cowboys going at in Jerry World, both coming off of surprising losses in week 2. Baltimore loses at home to the Raiders. The Cowboys get annihilated at the hands of the Saints. And now they face off against each other. Baltimore looking to avoid an 0-3 start. Dallas looking to avoid a losing record. I mean, personally, I like the Cowboys here. I think that against that Raven offensive line, the Cowboys defense will be able to wreak havoc. The Ravens' run game may keep them in this game, if I'm being perfectly honest. Not too impressed by the Cowboy defense when it comes to stopping the run. I think when it comes to the passing attack, advantage clearly in the corner of the Cowboys. They get things figured out as they win a close one against Baltimore. Sunday Night Football sees my Kansas City Chiefs as they travel to Atlanta to take on the Falcons, the team I picked to win the NFC South, and a team coming off an upset victory over the Eagles in Philadelphia. So yeah, Chiefs are 2-0. In order for them to go 3-0, they gotta be this Falcons team coming off their biggest win in some time. And I think this is a Falcons team that has some necessary components to knock off the Chiefs. I mean, I think that you look at some of the personnel the Falcons have on offense, most notably Bijan Robinson and Kyle Pitts. I think those kinds of players, those are the kinds of players that you need to go off if you're going to beat the Chiefs, especially this year where it seems like we can't guard the tight end. But in the end, I think some inefficiency in the passing game will cost the Falcons. Give me Kansas City. Commanders Bengals, this is my lock of the week. I'm taking Cincinnati to get their first win. It may be a bit risky taking an 0-2 team as your lock of the week, especially when they're taking on a similar matchup to week 1 when the Patriots knocked them off. But a couple things. First of all, Washington's defense is a lot worse than New England's. I mean, with New England, the only good thing about that team is the defense. Washington does not have a good defense. But also, number 2, I think we are starting to see the Bengals return to form. They're starting to look like the team you imagine when you think Cincinnati Bengals. And I think they're going to look even more like that team. I think this will be Ja'Marr Chase's best game of the season so far. Yeah, I love Cincinnati there in the second of the two Monday night games. Now we'll go over to Sunday. We have 3 NFC games. Eagles and Saints going at it. And, I went back and forth here, but I don't think the Eagles defense is going to stop this Saints offense. They've been kind of unstoppable at this point, and I don't think the Eagles defense is good enough to stop New Orleans. Someone's going to stop them eventually, but it's not going to be Philly. Give me New Orleans. 49ers, Rams going on in LA. And I like San Francisco here to bounce back from their loss to the Vikings. Looking at this, Shanahan, he typically has the number of McVay. And that's when these teams are healthy. The Rams are the injury kings this year, apparently. I mean, look at 2 of the more notable injuries in the NFL this year. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, both of them will be missing for this game. Now, to be fair, the 49ers, they're going to have to go without McCaffrey or Debo. But I do feel like the next man up on the 49ers is a lot more valuable than the next man up on the Rams. Yeah, I like the 49ers. And then we get the Lions and the Cardinals, and this is another game I went back and forth on. The Lions, I'm pretty sure, have not been that good in Arizona. They have not fared that well in Arizona in the recent past. But I do think they bounce back with a win in Arizona. They take advantage of a lackluster Cardinal defense. I think we might be headed for a shootout in the desert, and one that I think the Lions more capable of winning. But there you go. There's my picks for Week 3 of the NFL season. If you like this, please like and subscribe for more to come in the following weeks. I've been Sports Wiz 101, and I will see you all later.